Hello and warm welcome to you all. Dear students, today I am here with the revision part 2 of civic chapter number 6, understanding our criminal justice system. In the previous lecture, we had discussed the 4 key players of our criminal justice system. Number 1, the police. Number 2, the public prosecutor. Number 3, the defense lawyer. And number 4, the judge. Today, I am going to discuss about FIR and key elements of fair trial. First, FIR. It means First Information Report. It is with the registration of an FIR, police can begin their investigation into crime. Whenever any person come to the police station to complain about the commission of crime, it is the duty of a police officer to register the complaint of the crime. After the registration of FIR, police can begin their investigation about the commission of crime. The law states that it is compulsory for an officer in charge of police station to register an FIR whenever a person gives information about cognizable offense. As I explain you, whenever any person come to police station for registering complaint, it is compulsory for an officer of in charge of the police station to register FIR about the cognizable offense, about the commission of crime. This information can be given to police either orally or in writing. Whoever comes in police station for the complaint of commission of crime, the person might gives the complaint orally or might person give the complaint in writing. The FIR usually mention the date, time and place of the offence, detail and basic fact of the offence, including a description of the events. The police officer in charge of the police station, he has to write in FIR the full detail of the crime. It includes date, time and place of the offence. Full details of the crime. Even the description of the events also included in FIR. If known, the identity of the accused person and witness is also mentioned. Police officer also mentioned the identity of accused person as well as the witnesses of the crime in FIR. The FIR also states the name and address of the complainant. Police officer also mentioned the name and address of the complainant. The person who is coming to file a complaint, his name and address is also mentioned in FIR. There is prescribed form in which the police register an FIR and it is signed by the complainant. There is prescribed form for the registration of the FIR, and in that prescribed form, officer register the complaint, and this prescribed form is signed by the complainant also. The complainant also has legal right to get a free copy of the FIR from the police. Even it is the right of the complainant to get the free copy of FIR from police officer. So FIR include date, time and place of the crime, detailed fact about the crime, and description of the event also there in FIR. So after the registration of an FIR, police can begin their investigation about the commission of crime. Now we will see the essential elements of fair trial. Number one, the trial should be held in open court in public view. The hearing of the case must be held in open court in public view, not at the secret place. If the trial is held at a secret place, we cannot call it as a fair trial. Number two, the trial should be held in the presence of accused. The hearing of the case should be held in the presence of accused person. Without the presence of accused person, if the trial is held, we cannot call it as a fair trial. Number three, accused must be defended by a lawyer. Accused person has also right to defend himself by the defense lawyer at the time of trial. If accused person is not allowed to defend it by the defense lawyer, we cannot call it as a fair trial. Number four, defense lawyer must have opportunity to cross-examine all the witnesses of the prosecution, also have an opportunity to present witness in the defense of accused. defense lawyer must have opportunity to cross-examine all the witnesses of prosecution. If defense lawyer is not allowed to cross-examine all the witnesses presented by public prosecutor, we cannot call it as a fair trial. Even defense lawyer has right to present witnesses and evidences in the defense of accused person. If defense lawyer not allowed to present witnesses and evidences in the defense of accused person in the court, we cannot call it as a fair trial. Number 5, it was the responsibility of the prosecution to prove beyond reasonable doubt that accused was guilty. At the time of hearing of the case, it is the responsibility of public prosecutor to prove that the accused person is guilty by providing enough evidences and witnesses into the court. On the other hand, it is the responsibility of defense lawyer to prove innocent accused person by providing evidences and witnesses into the court. Number 6, the judge should decide the matter only on the basis of evidence before the court. He must remain impartial. At the end of the case, at the end of the hearing, judge should decide the matter only on the basis of evidences before the court. The evidences presented by public prosecutor or defense lawyer, on the basis of that evidences, judge should decide the matter. At the time of declaring judgment of the case, judge must remain impartial. Do not favor anyone at the time of judgment. On the basis of evidences presented in the court, judge should decide the matter. So dear students, with this, the revision of the chapter number 6, understanding our criminal justice system, is over. In the next lecture, I am going to discuss some of the important questions and answer from the same chapter. Even I will try my best to provide the notes as well as the extra question of the chapter in the form of PDF to you. Hope all of you are clear with the whole chapter. If any doubt regarding to the chapter, you can ask me about that. I am here for the solution of your doubt. I would like to conclude now my today's lecture. Thank you very much for your cooperation. Inshallah, we will meet again in future. Thank you very much.